Hi, today's video is going to be about, or Facebook Live is going to be about answering a question from Oleksandr, and I'm not even going to try and say your last name. And he was looking for tools to automate business processes in his company. I was going to write a long post, and then I thought, why not do a Facebook Live and let you know a little bit about how I do things and how I work with my clients. So the first thing was asking is, and I hope I'm saying your name right, that it's Oleksandr, that he was, Alex, he actually says, is he can be called. And they're in the Ukraine, and there are software development services. They deliver software development services, and there's a lot of software developers in the group. So you've definitely got an opportunity to ask some people who are already doing what you're doing. I'm not a software developer. I have worked with software developers, but what you're looking at is business processes, and that's what I can help you with. The first thing you have to start with is, what is the most important thing that you want to do? You've listed a number of solutions that you want to find, Alex. You want to automate the processes of marketing, sales, recruitment and HR, software development and operation tasks, all of which are just simply part of being a business added on with the software development that you're doing. But with other businesses, it would be developing e-commerce. It might be getting products brought in from another country, importing, might be exporting. It could be services. It could be a whole heap of different things. Every business is handling these sort of issues. So when you're looking at what you want to automate in your business, you need to first of all take an audit. What do you already have? Because before going and saying, oh, I'm going to get a brand new system, your system might already be working, but you need to upgrade it, or you need to speak to the person that you're getting it from and find out if they have an enterprise or an agency type version that would allow you to expand. So look at what you've got first. What software products, what services, what systems have you got set up? Because until you do that business audit and know this is what I already have, you don't know where you can lead to. And it becomes really important knowing what you've got to start with, because where you're already at, you don't want to have your employees suddenly going in a totally different direction using a software that nobody's really experienced with, to later find out it doesn't meet your needs. And I've worked in a number of different companies and worked with a number of different clients where they've done exactly that, wasted months, years, decades going in the wrong direction to find out that if they'd asked a few questions of the company that was making it, that they may have had a big brother version that isn't well known or isn't talked about at your level, that when you reach that stage, they can help you. So look at what you've got first of all. That's the first thing I'm going to recommend to you. You've got more than 50 staff, so you need to have some processes in place for onboarding staff, for managing staff while they're with you, and also for exiting them. Because as you grow, you start finding that maybe some of your early staff need more training because they were comfortable when it was a small company. Now that it's a larger company, they're a little bit lost, or they're not sure of where they're going to end up. There can also be worries about what's going to happen to all these new people are coming in, my job's threatened. There can be all sorts of issues that can be caused with your HR. So do an audit of your people as well. Look at what their skills and abilities are, and also see where they can go with their hopes and goals. And I use the example often when I'm talking about with VAs about how if you're looking at you need somebody to create images for you. You don't need a graphic artist when you're first starting out. But if you've got somebody who's interested in learning it or has some experience in it but has never finished all their studying, that's somebody that you want to hire, because later on you might need a graphic artist. So look at those sorts of things. So you need to do a software audit, and you need to do a people audit. And then you need to do an audit of what your processes already are in place. And again, do they just need to be made grown up? Do they need to grow? What worked for 5 employees now needs to work for 50 employees. And until you're actually looking at what processes are already in place, again, something that's working, you don't want to throw it away simply because somebody says, oh no, you must have a whatever, and you think the one you've got isn't big enough or important enough or covers everything. Sometimes by adding a few extra things into it, your process is already working, can be there. And managing your operation tasks, again, how many do you have? You need to do an audit of how much marketing and what is your budgeting for marketing? How many new staff are you putting on? Are you planning on doubling your workforce? Are you only going to put on another 5 staff? That impacts on where you need to go to. You need to do a little bit of planning, future planning, to be able to find out, where am I at? Where do I want to be? And what do I need to do to get there? So if you want to double your sales or double your business or double your clients or double whatever it might be, do you need to double your staff or do you need to double your processes? You may not. You might find that your team can handle double the work, but they may need a bit of support. So rather than putting on more developers, as an example, you keep your developers, but for the day-to-day backup and data mining or data entry type tasks, hire somebody at a lower level to come in and do that, again with that idea that they'll move up into developers as developers move on. And that's why I was talking earlier about you have to have a process from beginning to end so you know how to handle things. If your chief developer leaves tomorrow, have you got processes in place to be able to say, hey, doesn't matter that he's leaving, everything's been documented, we know where he's up to, and where can we go from there? And then again, the software that you want to look at doing, what is the best software for you? What are you currently using? What do you like? Are there other versions like it? What is your budget? There might be a piece of software that I can recommend to you and it's $1,000 a month. There might be another piece that can be $100 a month. Which budget suits you? And maybe the $100, even you might be able to afford the $1,000, but the $100 meets your needs. So you need to, and you have to work out, what do you really need? Because you can throw big dollars at software and solutions to find out that they weren't really what you wanted. The only person who can work that out, unless you're working with me and I'm sitting down going through it with you, is yourself. You have to work out, where am I at? Where do I want to be? And what do I need to get there? And you have to map them out. You can't just go, I want 100 new clients, unless you've got a plan. Are you going to try for 5 the first month, 10, then 20, then 40, then 80, and all of a sudden you're getting close to your 100 new clients quite easily. But if you're going, I want 100 next week, and you've got no processes, no plans, no marketing, no way to deliver to those 100 clients, then you're going to cause harm to your business. So start with that. What do you want to be, I suppose, when you grow up? I joke about that. Where do you want your business to be in 6 months? And start planning now for where you'll be in 6 months. There's all sorts of products out there. There's Salesforce, there's all the different autoresponders, there's a whole heap of different ways of project managing. But until you know what you've got, what you're comfortable with, because when you're comfortable with something, so let's for example use what I often use, which is IFTTT, and I call it Big Brother Zapier. So if you're comfortable starting out with IFTTT, it's free. You don't have to know much to be able to get it started. The system sets it all up for you. It's just, if this, then that happens. It's a very simple process. But when you start to need a few more extra things, you need to step up to Zapier. So what do you currently use? And then we can start saying and asking other people who might be using that, if I'm using IFTTT, what's something similar? And nowadays there's another thing called Integromate. I can never remember how to say it, which is something similar. New things are coming out, budget factors into it, ease of use factors into it. Do you want a bigger version of it or something that's similar to it so that you don't have to retrain your staff? Because with every software, there are buzzwords. So if you're training your staff to understand what the buzzwords are and to go looking for it, when you switch to a totally different software, they have to learn all of these new buzzwords. And if you're not building your team to know that this change is coming, that you've got to do change management in terms of we're going to go from this software that's going that way, and now we're going to go with this software which uses totally different words, and it's starting Monday. You can't do that. You have to build them up so that they know a change is coming. You also have to have backup plans in place, because if the software doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, you've got to do some testing. There's a whole heap of things involved with switching and changing major software changes. So I haven't given you the names of things because I need some more information from you. Hopefully this has given you some ideas of where to start, and definitely post in the comments on the post that you did saying, okay, this is what we're using currently for marketing. And this is what we're using for sales, and this is what we're using for recruitment and software development, and how you manage your operation tasks. And then I can say, okay, well, do you like that? What don't you like about it? Again, it's what's working and what's not working with what you currently have. You obviously want to grow your business. You want to grow it in a smart and responsible way. So start now with working out where you want to be, and then we can start looking for the processes, the software, and the training you might need to do to be able to get started. That's my first comment on this. So once you've given me some information, Alex, I might be able to do another video and give you some more in-depth thing. But whole heap of buzzwords I've thrown at you, things like change management and working out, wants and needs and what's working, what's not working. But they're called buzzwords because they actually work. Have you done a software audit? Have you done a people audit? Have you worked out what you actually have as assets in your business? And once you've got that in place, then you can start looking at where you're headed for. If you've got any questions, ask me down in the comments. If anybody who's watching this has any advice or ideas or better thoughts to share with Alex, please do so. This is what the group is all about. And I'll catch you all up in my next video. I'm Tanya Shipman from Business Automation 101. See you next time. Bye.